They won without fighting a single battle. No swords clashed, no armies collided. Yet the mighty Persian Empire, the superpower that conquered Egypt, Babylon, and half the known world, was brought to its knees. This is the story of the most genius military strategy in ancient history, and it changed warfare forever. The year is 513 BC. Darius I, Emperor of Persia, commands the largest army the world has ever seen. Tens of thousands of soldiers, elite cavalry, endless supplies. His empire stretches from India to Greece. He has never lost a campaign. His target, the Scythians, nomadic herders living on the endless grasslands north of the Black Sea. No cities, no walls, no standing army. By every measure, this should be a massacre. Darius crosses the Bosporus in May with his massive force. He builds a pontoon bridge across the Danube River and marches deep into Scythian territory. He expects surrender. He expects tribute. He expects another easy victory. He gets none of those things. The Scythian war leader, Idanthyrsus, makes a decision that defies every rule of ancient warfare. He refuses to fight. Instead, he orders his people to retreat. And as they retreat, they destroy everything. First, the crops. Every field of grain, every food store, burned to ash. The Persian army marched through a landscape of smoke and ruin. No food to forage, no supplies to seize. Then, the water. Wells poisoned, springs blocked, rivers fouled. In the brutal summer heat of the steppe, Darius' soldiers begin to suffer from thirst. Men and horses die not from battle, but from deprivation. The Scythians keep retreating, deeper into the endless grasslands, farther from Persian supply lines. And Darius keeps following, convinced that eventually they will turn and fight. They never do. Instead, Scythian horsemen appear like ghosts. They strike at supply convoys. They ambush stragglers. They shoot arrows from horseback and vanish before the Persians can respond. Death by 1,000 cuts. Weeks turn to months. The Persian army, once mighty and confident, becomes exhausted, starving, desperate. They are trapped in hostile territory with no enemy to fight and no way to win. Finally, Darius sends a message to Idanthyrsus. It is a demand, the same demand he has made to every nation he has conquered. Submit, send gifts of earth and water as symbols of surrender. Idanthyrsus sends gifts, but not earth and water. He sends a bird, a mouse, a frog, and 5 arrows. Darius is confused. His advisors debate the meaning. The emperor, desperate for good news, interprets it optimistically. The bird represents cavalry, surrendering to Persia. The mouse represents earth. The frog represents water. They are submitting. But his general Gobryas sees the truth, and his interpretation chills the entire Persian command. Unless you Persians can fly like birds, burrow like mice, or leap like frogs into the water, you will never escape these arrows. It is not a surrender. It is a death sentence. That night, Darius makes the hardest decision of his military career. He orders a retreat. Under cover of darkness, the Persian army abandons its camp and flees back toward the Danube. The Scythians pursue, harassing them every step. By the time Darius crosses back into Persian territory, his army has suffered devastating losses. Not from a single battle, but from exhaustion, starvation, disease, and constant skirmishing. The Persian Empire gained nothing. No territory, no tribute, no glory. Just humiliation and heavy casualties. The Scythians won by refusing to play by the rules. They won by making the land itself their weapon. This scorched earth strategy, first perfected by the Scythians in 513 BCE, will be used again and again throughout history. The Russians used it against Napoleon. The Russians used it against Hitler. The Vietnamese used it against America. Because sometimes the best way to win a war is to refuse to fight it on your enemy's terms. If you want more stories about the brilliant strategies that change history, subscribe to The Money Historian. We explore the power moves, the tactical genius, and the shocking truths that shaped our world.